They Bruno one of our cards. It's Maui, and he gets discarded. They quest their bird, and then they can quest their bird. They play a merfolk. We're cooked. Nani? We were looking at the trading page of Dreamborn.inc, and we found Aladdin Castle's 23 deck that says Maximus OTK. OTK is one turn kill if you didn't know, and it has to do with this Maximus. At the end of your turn, if you have any characters in play with 5 strength or more, gain 2 lore. That's pretty good. That's kind of like Flynn, but worse. Like Flynn says gain 3 lore. But the second part of this ability is where it gets cooking. If you have any in play with 10 strength or more, gain 5 lore instead. So you can gain up to 5 lore if you have a character with 10 strength in play. If you have 4 Maximuses on board and a 10 strength character, you could gain 20 lore at the end of your turn. And that's on Skibbity. So how are we going to get there, and who has 10 strength? Well, we can get there with cards. There's one card, and it's here. Gaston. He has 10 strength, and you can get him out early. You don't have to pay the 9. You can get him out early because for each damaged character you have in play, you pay 2 less to play this character. And he has rush, so he can still do his thing, or just put him down. Don't tap him. He's not going to be removed. They're not going to be able to spot remove 6 damage. They will. Green Purple is doing crazy things lately. This Cusco we got to talk about. He's pretty useful. You can pay. The first ability is what's useful. This is also useful. But this is a good card. His first ability makes location decks quiver. When you play this character, you may put chosen item or location into his player's inkwell, face down and exerted. So it helps them out and lets them ramp, but you get rid of a Queen's Castle on the free. Then it also has this 4 ink ability. Your other characters gains resist +1 until the start of your next turn. It's so cool that it stays for your opponent's entire turn until it gets to your turn. And then it's not like an exert ability. So you can use this multiple times. It doesn't say once per turn. You can just keep paying this. If you have 12 ink, you pay your 12 ink like you pay 4 at a time. You go, oh, I use by invite only, and I give my characters resist +1. And then you do it again. You give them resist +1 again. Tipo is here to ramp on turn 2. Aladdin is here to make your opponents lose a lore when you play him down. Sisu is here to take out enemy Hirems, or what the thing? Daisy Duck. This thing can take out Daisy Duck like nobody's business, and it's a 3-cost uninkable. If you haven't read her ability, let's talk about it. Bring on the heat. When you play this character, banish chosen opposing character with 1 strength or less. That's Daisy Duck. She never has more than 1 strength. You're not giving her support. Sisu banishes her, and then you can shift her into this Sisu. And this Sisu, look at all that lore. 3 lore right there. That's going to win you the game. It's got the shift Aladdin lines. This Aladdin's just nasty, dude. During your turn, whenever this character banishes another character in a challenge, you gain 2 lore, and each opponent loses 2 lore. Bum, bum, bum. So good. Everything kind of synergizes together. I like it. I like it a lot. Vision in the Future, we should read. It's look at the top 5 cards of your deck, put 1 in your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your deck. So it's a little bit of a scry. It's a little bit of, I'm going to find the exact card I'm looking for. Namely, the Gastons. Is this at a 4? No, it's at a 3. This is out of 4. That's at a 2, 4, 2, 2, 3. We're going to play a game. We're going to see how it works. Things we learned in this video. Sapphire ink is not for me. If it's Sapphire, I don't want it. Number 2, don't quest your Aladdin if you know there's a Maui coming. And number 3, there's always a Maui on turn 5. Always. We're testing this out on inktable.net. We are looking for what we want to do. We have our Aladdin line. We don't need Gaston right now. We don't need Brawl right now, but we could ink it. But we want to save it because we know what our opponent's on. This is the deck that we played in the last video that we posted. This is the legendary Robin Hood. And Robin Hood, the legendary, only has 1 strength. So Brawl takes him out. We're going to get rid of Sisu. Oh my gosh, Sisu does the same thing. We'll get rid of Brawl because Sisu does the same thing. And then we are going to do that. That is our mulligan. And look at that. Never punished. Just kidding, we're punished. We don't want Gaston in our hand. There is the Cursed Merfolk. We are going to ink a card. It's going to be the Duck because we want to kind of save the Brawl in this because if they have more aggro, that's scary. We're going to play this for 1. setting up our Hiram for future abilities to draw. Wow, that's only a 2. We are going to pass, but it's going to be ink. I thought that'd be a 3 cost. They look for a song. Good thing we ain't got a song. We got lots of actions. We pulled another Sisu. Incredible. We're going to ink that Vision of the Future. We don't need it right now. And doesn't look like we have anything for 2. We definitely should have played that card instead of not play that card. They play Sudden Chill. We're going to get rid of Gaston right now. They hard played Hypnotize. And now we have to get rid of another card. It's going to be Sisu because we need all of our inkable stuff. We are going to ink our Cusco and play. This shift is 5. I'm going to be at 4. I think we'll play Aladdin now. We'll make him lose a lore, and then we'll pass. They quested for 2. And then they're going to play Sun and Chill and make us discard a card. Is it Maui or is it Brawl? I think it's Brawl. Then they play Flynn Rider. I hardly know her. And then they quest. We got to ink our Maui. We got to play our Sisu to banish Flynn. Then we're going to play an Ice Block. And we are going to use the Ice Block to give Ursula negative strength. And then we are going to challenge Ursula. And pass. We don't want to take out the Merfolk because we really want to shift Aladdin. But if they make us discard another card, then we're going to say, oh no. Definitely should have just quested him because Aladdin. There's Scar. So what do? We discard Scar by challenging our Sisu into the Merfolk. We discard our Scar. And then we use our card ability to make that a negative. And then we shouldn't challenge here. We should definitely, I don't know. Like, we want to shift. We saved it to shift. They do a damage there. Do we ink to shift? Or do we play that and make him lose a lore? And then risk being discarded. We don't want to risk being discarded, so we're going to ink that. And then we are going to play the Aladdin. And then we're going to use our Ice Block to give Flynn -1 just to get in our opponent's head. And then we quest for 2. Right? He quests for 2, yeah? Yeah. And then we pass the turn. They're up at 5 ink. They play a Maui, which is going to one-shot Aladdin. Oh, no. We should have saw it coming, but we didn't. Are we cooked? Do we have any way to draw us cards? Just Popsicle and Hiram. We got a top deck Hiram. Here he comes is the Maui. Maui is going to wait for Ice Block to make them negative, and then we are going to challenge into that. And then we pass. They're winning 1 lore at a time. Uh-oh. 2 birds on board is not what you want to see any day of the week. We're playing it. Or we get to put the top card in the ink wall face down and exerted. And then we get to pass. What a privilege. They Bruno one of our cards. It's Maui, and he gets discarded. They quest their bird, and then they can quest their bird. They play a Merfolk. We're cooked. We get to let it go. We'll play it on their bird. And then we get to quest. Does he just quest for 2? He quests for 2. That's not bad. And then we pass the turn. There he is. There's the Robin Hood. There's another silly little bird. They quest for 1. They can quest for 2. If I don't clear these 3 characters, I lose, and I don't clear those 3 characters. So I am going to play my Flynn. I'm going to use my card ability. Make that a 0. Just so they know that he's a 0. And then we're going to quest the deck for 2. We got up to 6 lore with this deck, dude. And then we lose. We're going to see if we can make it work. We're really going to try this time. We were trying this time too. But we're really going to try this next time. There it is. 21 lore. Here we go. Player 2 starting again. We got a Hiram, and that's okay. We're going to get rid of Dime. T-Po's okay. T-Po's going to ink Scar. Hiram's okay. And Flynn's okay. Everything's all right. We ink a card. It's a Hiram. We play a card. It's a Popsicle. We get to draw a card. We pass. Next turn, we'll play a T-Po. And we get to ink. We'll ink one of our Fishbones. Play our T-Po. We are going to put Scar into our inkwell. And pass. Ooh, ooh, ooh. There's the bird. They already got it out. We can play Hiram this turn, and that's what we got to do. And we kind of want to save the Scar Maximus because we think that's going to be our win con that Flynn has got to go. So we're going to ink the Flynn, and then we will play our Hiram. Hiram's going to pop the Popsicle, draw 2. We get another Popsicle. Incredible value. Do we quest our T-Po? I think the answer is yes. Maybe should have saved it for a Merfolk because we know that they were playing Merfolks heavily last game. We should not have quested him. There's the Super Goofy to take out our T-Po unpunished, and they gain 2 lore from that. They quest their bird, and then they can quest their Flynn Rider. They're already to 7, and we're already sweating. We are going to play a Popsicle. And then we draw a card. And then we quest our Hiram. That's what we do. We pop the Popsicle. We draw 2 cards. We get to let it go. And a duck. We're going to ink the duck. Play an Aladdin. So we have a target next turn for the other Aladdin, which would be so cool. And then we get to play our Popsicle. A good run. Entirely. And then we pass the turn. Hopefully Hiram survives. They can do 2, 4, 5 damage to Hiram. So he survives. They didn't play a Maui. I don't think they inked when they did that. And then there's Sudden Chill. Who are we getting rid of? Is it Scar or is it not Scar? We're going to get rid of Fishbone here. We don't need it. They play the Merfolk. They sure do have a board. I forgot that they were drawing every time that we were drawing with Hiram because that pesky bird. We needed a brawl real bad. But we want to take their lore from them. So we are going to play a card. It's the Aladdin. Do we have an ice block? No. We are going to challenge the Aladdin into the Goofy Troopy. Takes 2 of their lore, gives us 2 lore. Doesn't take their lore, they lose it. We can ink the Hiram. No, we're going to quest our Hiram first. We quest our Hiram. Pop the popsicle, even though we probably should have healed this. We have a popsicle to play. We'll do that. Ink our Cusco. Cusco with Aladdin works pretty good. Play our popsicle. Draw a card. Oh my gosh, they still are drawing cards. I completely forgot again. And then we are just going to heal our Aladdin. How much damage? 2. Yes. And that's it. Look at all those cards in their hand, dude. They Brinsky are Aladdin. Oh no. Why didn't we brawl at the beginning of their bird, dude? That was such a mistake, dude. They're up at 13. They should quest that John, and then we wouldn't have a single answer. We need to get rid of that bird. We have to play brawl. Bird, get out of here. Hiram. Just want to take out that merfolk. Say, get out of here. Who are we getting rid of? This one. We're not doing it. We probably should have gotten rid of Maximus. We can ink a card and play something for 4. We can ink our Hiram and play something for 3. It's Aladdin. They have to lose a lore. And then we pass the turn. They still have so many cards. They have Hypnotize. We have to get rid of one. Scar would save us. Maximus would not. Maximus goes away. They quest. They play Hypnotize. We got to get rid of one. Maui? You're gone? Maui, you're out of there? Bob? They quest for 2. So if we play Scar, we can only take this out. If we play Aladdin, we can take this out and make them have 2 less lore. So that's what we got to do. We have to play Aladdin. Bop. And then he has to challenge into there. We're going to get rid of one of these crazy cards. We're going to quest. Even though that they definitely have a Maui that could take this out. That was such a mistake. Why would we do that? And they probably have a Bruno. We're so lost here, dude. They draw a card. They're up at 8 ink. There's Pirate's Life. They gain 2, we lose 2. They quest for 2. They quest for another 2. And they quest for 1, and that's the game. Oh! Oh no! Oh no! Stinky!